Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The two jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
On.
The game is on.
The game is on.
The game is on.
The game is on. Everybody, come here. Look, the game is on.
I'm Jumping Spider.
I'm Cakes, and we are joined with the amazing producer Muffin Tumble here at Cactus Cup 2025, hosted by Arizona Roller Derby.
That's crazy. Like, this is the 2025th Cactus Cup. I can't believe. Can you believe that? We've been doing this 2025 years.
Happy birthday, America.
All right.
Well, we are about to have a time. Thank you so much for joining us, and also in the chat, please let us know your thoughts about what's going to happen here.
We got a good game, as you said, Cake. Santa Cruz Derby Grom's legacy against Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. We've seen Arizona a couple of times this week, and they've had some very good games, the highlight of which had to be last night against the Windy City Rollers All-Stars, a game they took 174 to 128, and they owned that game nearly start to finish.
Yeah, that was a really good close game as well physically, so congrats to them for having that kind of tenacity, especially on day one. And then Rockin' took on SCDG, and that was a 226 to 73, so that was like more like a warm-up.
True.
Yeah.
True, very true.
With, not disrespectfully. I mean,
No,
it was just like
you're
it was
right.
a huge difference there.
You know, this isn't necessarily in the bracket, but it feels like this is what we have been leading up to. This is the culmination of our Saturday game. So, Cakes, what are our rosters? Who we got?
All right, well, skating for Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars, we have 024 Cuddy, 16 Jess Monroe, number 2 Mimi Mahler, number 22 Mercedes, number 24 Amabo Blaya, number 313 West Coast Mafia, number 3381 Hella Naughty, number 38 Colette Razorcat, number 4 Sherman, number 7 Skatey Katie, number 710 Gail Satan, number 84 Jaws Breaker, number 88 Miss Murder, 924 is Lose Chaos, number 95 is Lightning the Queen, and they are coached by Riot, Goldinox, and Heathen. And then who's skating for Santa Cruz Derby Groms there?
Today for Santa Cruz, we have number 01 Smash Ketchum, number 066 Alice in Thunderland, number 101 Beezy, that's B with a B, 105 Dolly Darko, 120 Tinker Hell, 17 Cinnarine, number 1958 Speed Demon, number 221 Yeti or Not, Here I Come, number 24 is Beans, 376 Crom Bomb, 594 Lip Buster, number 62 Tryon, 626 Maddie Masochist, number 7 Thunder Breeze, and number 975 Ragin. Santa Cruz is coached by Neoscorin. I'm a hot mess.
Nailed it.
Killer Key, and is that the Chad? The Chad?
The Chad.
Like the only Chad?
The only Chad.
That's hey.
Hey. Hey.
You know what? Shout out.
Hey,
Shout out to
we got a Chad
shout out to him.
here. We got a Chad.
I thought there was more than. I thought there were a few, like 6 at least.
No, just one.
No, that's super dope.
Yeah.
Respect, man. Like I was in a class with there were 2 Chris's, there were 4 Emilys, there were 3 Melissas. It was, it was the early 90s, so
Yeah.
that was the popular names. But yeah, to be the only Chad in not even in your area, like in the world, that's an accomplishment.
You know, I can relate because there was only one chloroform cupcake at one point, so.
What, there's
my
more than
class.
one now?
No, never be.
Oh, no, you're right, true.
All right, Knucklebee says time for Derby, and then Slipknot Hot says let's go Grom. So thank you for tuning in. What's happening on that Sublime Jam lane there, Spider?
Alice in Thunderland is jamming for Santa Cruz, trying to find purchase around the outside, goes round the outside. Pack breaks just for a moment. Arizona having to bridge. And that is lead jammer 2, Alice in Thunderland. We're going to see I'm a blow by ahead to the Night Owl penalty box for an early forearm. And Alice in Thunderland goes swoosh to 180 to pick up 4 points. Jaws Breaker, meanwhile, still trapped behind the Santa Cruz line of blockers. Pack in between the box as the pass now goes to Sherman. Arizona moving, trying to keep the jammer behind them. Let's see if she got all 4 points on that last pass. And the survey says yes, 4 points, 8 points for Santa Cruz. Now, Cakes, really quick, seeing a lot of teams who draw first end up chasing as the game goes on. So we'll see how things go, but I know we're excited for this to be a back and forth contest.
So excited, I don't know what to do with my hands or this microphone, really.
That's why we got the table. Just
so smart.
Put your hands flat on the table.
No sudden movements. Okay, so going into jam number 2, we have Speed Demon on that Sublime Jam line against West Coast Mafia for Arizona. And West Coast is starting to push that nice little tripod of Groms as it heads into turn number 1. Nice effective work there by Mercedes, pulling out of the garage and opening up a little bit of wiggle room. Very nice. And a bean dip attempt by Speed Demon. Now, Speed Demon is definitely one that you want to watch. And so quick off the bat that she's able to return to the track without having to recycle and picks up lead jammer position. Now, Groms are maintaining a very nice pace here as the whole pack kind of settles into turn number 3. Nice apex attempt by Speed Demon, but again, Mercedes ripping it with all 6 cylinders on that inside lane. So good shutdown overall for the defensive level of Arizona.
Really good, very, very good. And now things really congealing in that turn.
Arizona's getting a little more comfortable taking that front wall, and the pack just still in turn 3, like molasses at this point with that congelation that you were talking about. Lots of fans for AZRD in the chat, as well as Mista saying World Gromination for the Legacy. Love that chant. That's a really cool way to say something there. And the jam comes to a close. 4 big points put on the board. Groms push ahead a little bit. 12-0, 26:57 on the clock. You know, we didn't get a chance to shout out our officials and let you know who's skating and not skating. I'll let you know that there's Rita Slayworth, Tombo number 5, Nerdy Little Secret, Kit Ruff, Terabyte, Otter Mayhem, Rex Blocker, Dak in the Box, and Velma Deckley. But I'll let Spider go ahead and let you know a little bit more about Jam 3.
Lose Chaos, the all-star of last night's contest, jamming against Tryon. And Lose out of bounds, but did get back in, so no earned pass there. Oh, no, actually, it's going to be called back. Track cut on Lose Chaos, so once again, Arizona coming from behind here, and the jam, I believe, was called off.
Oh, wicked smart.
I did not see if Tryon got lead there and called the jam off.
I almost feel like they had to have, because it was such a quick, 10 seconds into that jam?
Well, it was the Lose Chaos was further around the track before the penalty was called. So, I mean, if Tryon saw the referee call that and then decided we're going to call it, come with the power start, that is a lightning quick understanding of what's going on in the gameplay. So power start for Groms. BZ trying to maneuver around the last blocker and does so successfully.
The Groms go wild in turn number 1. I like that they're obviously signaling to their jammer BZ, like, here, we're going to put this play together, but they look really excited to do so.
Very, very quick power jam offense too by Groms. I actually had an Arizona blocker who was playing catch up there. So if they had wanted to set up the GOAT, they could have. Going to just put things back in. Now Lose Chaos back to the track. So the penalty comes to a close, but Groms scoring does not. Another 4 points for BZ.
Yeah, nice work here. And Lou's trying to make up time on that, that penalty. Groms doing so good of capitalizing on their speed, and you know what? It's just not fair. That youth is definitely a quality to have.
Oh, youth is served in this one?
A youth is served.
You're only as young as your ability, to accept new information. It's one of the best things I've ever heard.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Someone quote that. Put that in the quote book.
Because once you start doing this wouldn't happen back in my, then you're, that's when your knees start creaking. That's when it happens.
Sounds like potato chips. You're just going out to pasture at that point. Just let it go.
Loose Chaos trying to stay in bounds, has the hand down, does maintain, but now is finally forced out by Smash Ketchum. And BZ calls off the jam with 20 points on the board. So we're gonna have an early timeout here. Timeout taken by Arizona, their first charge timeout, and it's been all Santa Cruz to start 32-0, 24 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock.
Penalty trouble right off the bat. Just kidding. It's so early. There's
Why would
3 to
you
1.
do that?
I don't know. I kind of want us to keep it interesting. I mean, it's just. I got distracted. Okay, there's a lot of screens in front of us.
You
to be
said
honest.
that like it was. This has been so interesting.
Haters gonna hate. You know what's better? This is our first call. Let's just enjoy it, okay?
That's true.
Okay.
This is the first time. It took 2,025 Cactus Cups for us to get a call.
We're started at the bottom. Now we're here. You know what I mean? Chicago.
Like technically, that means the Cactus Cup has been around longer than WFTDA, electric lights, roller skates.
Wow. Whoa.
The wheel. No, sorry, no. No, the wheel
We're
was
at least in the Stone
that was
Age,
3,000 BC.
Yeah.
So it's like it took 3,000 years for roller skating to be invented after the wheel was invented, which is actually pretty crazy.
I know. The history just keeps moving on. I don't know. I just love it. All right, Jinx, you owe me Coke.
You got it. Take the jam then.
All right. Well, Jam 5 underway. Coming off that Sublime Jam lane, we have Hella Naughty versus Maddie Masochist. And Maddie finds an inside lane, picks up the lead jammer position right off the bat. We have almost a full complement of blockers. JK. We're going to lose Hella Naughty to the Night Owl penalty box, where she'll think about her choices for approximately 30 seconds. And the pack is starting to pick up speed very quickly. Arizona is like, let's just slow it down just a little bit, if that's okay, in turn number 4. One more to beat, and that's 95, Lightning the Queen. But you're out of options there at that point. You're in Radiator Springs when you're out of the engagement zone. You know what I'm saying?
Pack really spreading out here. This is interesting because Arizona liked to play a really fast game last night, and Santa Cruz is playing a similar style.
Right.
And they're just having more success with it at the moment. I want to see how this game evolves going through the first half.
Well, it'll be really interesting because I'm not going to jinx by saying anything that could be counted, okay? But I know Arizona, if frustrated, can find themselves in more penalty trouble. But I think they're playing a little bit more smooth here, and I hope that they can keep their, just their vibe high. Because I know it's going to be very frustrating, especially this quickly off the bat, 40-0, in Jam 5.
Oh, that looks a bit okay. Ooh, that looks tenuous. But there's the first 2 points of the game for Arizona. As Sherman grabs the cap off of the floor, picks it up, gets up 2 points, and the jam ends. So Arizona on the board, Santa Cruz with 10 points. They have a 40-point lead.
Some of your officials as well: Fighting Girlfriend, Breadpool, McWinkle, Shrimp and Roll, Don Scorleone, Rhodes Warrior, Dread Hachuli, Bacon the Question. Or it's Dread Hockley, I believe.
Hockley, yeah,
Hockley. Yeah, I just realized. I was reading like Hockley. Yeah, I was reading like Ron Burgundy. Might be.
That's all good. It happened. There's a skater for Windy City named Tina Fatal, and for some reason that Fatal becomes Fatal at a lot of tournaments. I don't know why.
It's fancier that way.
Allison Thunderland, second jam, second lead. We saw Let's Go Thund. I would never expect it to be the shorthand. Thund. But she thunders around the outside for an easy 4 points. You'd figure on a fast floor that everything would just matriculate to the outside, but, well, now the inside's open. So Allison Thunderland has many options, many choices, many places where she finds success and gets 8 points for Groms. And they hit the half-century mark quick as you'd like. Still over 20 minutes to go in the first half. It is 50-2.
To be fair, Alice in Thunderland saw on the outside as well as the inside on those last 2 passes, both of those lanes saying, drink me, eat me. And she did. And she was like, nom, 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 drink, 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 of all 4 points. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it going. We need more literary references.
Well, this is America, so we have to do our best here. We have to fight the good fight.
We read books. We don't just watch TV.
Statistics. All right, Jam 7 underway. Jaws Breaker for Arizona against Speed Demon for the Grom's Legacy. Almost out was Jaws Breaker, but a huge hit courtesy of Cinnarin, as well as, I believe, Beans. Oh, sorry, it's 120. Tinker Hell. Wowzers. At least 30 seconds there. So Arizona's just like powering up. They're just winding it up right now. I really feel like a lot of momentum's happening here.
It's like there's still an opportunity, but you gotta get your defense in to dig in, and that'll be a good start.
Successful star pass there to I'm a Blue Bite. No, I can't see that. Mimi Mahler. Mimi Mahler has the star now. Unfortunately, picks up a track cut penalty. So this will be a power play in favor of the Legacy.
The Lightning McQueen was trapped in the midst of the Grom's blockers, but now they mix things up. I'm a blow by ya, forcing the jammer out of bounds, but did go out of bounds herself, so the jammer able to come in. 3 points on the final pass. Lightning McQueen stayed out of danger, but that's another big 3 points for Santa Cruz. 7 points total on the jam, and they will have another opportunity here at a power start.
Yeah, that's 3 power plays for the Legacy. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun if you're looking at statistics. Skink187 says if the Legacy wants to play a fast game, Arizona may need to slow the pace. Some sticky Midwest Derby. Think about Arch. Smart strategy. Oh my goodness. Picking up lead is trying, but a good hit out, courtesy of the Arizona defense.
No better way to kill off a penalty than getting that last block and forcing the recycle, giving a little bit of time for your jammer to come in. So both jammers now on the track. Penalty is closed. And Mimi Mahler trying to fight her way through. And a quick pass to Skatey Katie, the captain, as Tryon is back in to score now. Got a couple of points called off the jam. Another 2 points for Groms.
Yeah, Krombaum doing a great job defensively for the Legacy. But even though the score is obviously a little bit of has a big divide right now, I like that these teams are playing super physical. There's still a lot to be learned from this game. So I'm glad that you're all tuning in for it because it is super fun. And we're starting to have some shout outs in the chat. Shout out to McWinkle and the RDOA. And a lot of hashtags going in. So let us know if you have any shout outs. We'd love to say that on the mic for you. What's happening there, Spider?
Lead jammer, the West Coast Mafia, and the crowd comes to life. Lead jammer for Arizona.
This is the first time Arizona has gotten lead because Loose Chaos almost got that lead, and then it was called a penalty. So West Coast bringing the heat right now and finding wiggle room on the inside, putting up the first plethora of 4 points for Arizona.
And that is important because, and now we're going to have a high block penalty on BZ. So not only was West Coast Mafia able to get a scoring pass while the defense held the other jammer in the pack, now they have a power jam opportunity to go with it.
What a gift, courtesy of BZ, because this is the momentum was starting to shift just a little bit towards Arizona's favor, and now they're going to use it to their advantage, shut down the jam, and have a nice little power start into the jam number 10.
7 points for West Coast Mafia, calls off the jam. Arizona keeps all their players on the track, and they will start with the advantage here. 59-9, 16 and a half minutes to go. As we'll have our lone jammer lineup at the jammer line. We want to take time to let you know our jammer line this weekend is sponsored by Sublime, celebrating 10 years of success in Arizona. Take time to feel Sublime.
All right, headed into Jam 10, they're going to feel Lose Chaos for Arizona. BZ still in that penalty box of Night Owl penalty box. One more to beat up at front. A track cut is called, though, on Loose Chaos. Oh, my goodness. So this will be a jammer switch as BZ heads out of the penalty box. So BZ does have the chance to take that lead position.
Yeah, that was tough. You could see Luz won at that outside line, and she's been so good all weekend at maintaining position. But in those moments, stepping forward, just had a couple of toe stops over the line and came back in.
Yeah. And now the pack is just kind of hanging out in that first straightaway. They haven't really stepped forward towards the Sip Elixir's pivot line too much. Arizona taking that nice front wall position. Trying to keep Raging in from Legacy in there. Staying in bounds, though, is BZ. Perhaps? Yeah. Don Scorleone says, yeah, it's allowed.
So remember, Groms has lead. Loose Chaos out of the penalty box, fighting through, and gets into the clear. And now BZ going to call off the jam. So, unfortunate series of events for Arizona. Groms capitalizes. So about the best you'd want for Santa Cruz. They kill the penalty and get 8 points unopposed. 67 points, 69 points for Groms, 9 points for Arizona.
Yeah, we've been enjoying a lot of penalty box moments here from Night Owl penalty box. Come for pizza, stay for the fun. Night Owl Pizza and drinks. Kick back on our spacious patio while the weather is prime. They're open daily 11 a.m., roll until midnight and weekends, and 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. And luckily for me, I went with Johnny Pepper and we checked out Night Owl, and it is really, really good.
Nice, we hope to see y'all out there.
All right, so we're headed into jam number 11, Hellenauti for Arizona against Maddie Masticist for the Groms. And Hellenauti forced to recycle. And that is a tough wall for the Groms that they're putting together. Cinnarin taking that outside position. Just a grinding halt right now. Back wall for the Groms. Arizona still holding back Maddie Masochist in the front wall. Pack starting to enter turn number 2. Oh my gosh, they're just trading hit checks on the outside lane.
And that's going to be an out-of-play block on for sure, man. The jammer was trying to maintain position, but did not come all the way back up to her feet. Tough situation for a blocker to be in. You want to try and stop that forward momentum, but you can't hit them while they're down.
Oh, man, after all that work.
Going to have a stoppage in play here.
Going to have a stoppage in play.
Momentary official timeout on the floor. Official timeouts this weekend. Of course, sponsored by Rehab Lab. Tempe and Scottsdale's movement expert, Dr. Ben Leung with Rehab Lab. Dr. Ben builds his treatment around you and your goals.
Yeah, we have a lot of shout-outs from Lufuenza. Yes, Tink keeping that wall. That's so great. Let's go, Maddie. Come on, AZ. Says Jimmer Pirate. Beautiful brace there, Tink, from Trina McConnor. Lots of fun stuff. Happy Catterday to all those who celebrate from Johnny Pepper. That's always fun. Yeah, and just a lot of shout-outs overall. Oh, shout-out to Miss Murder of AZRD All-Stars from Gallagher House. Knockleby saying beans, just beans. We love that you're in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, Spider. Let one of us know. Spider's really good at analogies and strategies and stats. So if you have questions,
other words,
put them on the spot.
In ology.
All the ologies.
Climatology.
Announcerology.
Ooh.
Strategurology. That's really hard to say with all those vowels in there, you know what I'm saying?
Did you say somebody just said beans a second ago? Just like, is that all they said?
They're just like, beans.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Why?
Because beans.
Oh.
Beans was on the track.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense. I thought.
Why would you say a side item like that?
Well, no, I didn't. I heard you say that, and I was like, why would you just say beans?
Knockleby did it again. Beans.
Listen,
you know what? Every time you do that.
The chat. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, but no sentence fragments, please. Like, give us a subject and an object, and a subject and a predicate when you write in the chat.
See, there you go.
Otherwise, Give us a full sentence. That's all we ask.
Eggs. I'm going to run Burgundy this whole thing. I'm just going to start reading
Good
it.
God. Look at this.
This is silly goose moments. What's happening on that track line there, Spider?
Well, Alice in Thunderland once again has lead. Lead jammer to Alice in Thunderland. And we're going to lose the Arizona jammer to a cut track. Gail Satan, first time jamming, and unfortunately going to have a sojourn in the roller derby coaching.com. No, that's for Power Jams. The Night Owl penalty box. No Power Jam. Well, there will be a Power Jam on this. Okay, that does work.
Yeah, that works.
It's at rollerderbycoaching.com. Power Jam for Santa Cruz. And they also have one extra blocker to boot. Mercedes with the quick stop. For Sure Man trying to help. And as the jammer stands, Grom says, let's call off the jam and give another power start to our next star.
So you coach, right?
I have, this is it, but yes.
Yes.
This is my last year.
I'm thinking, as a coach, I'd probably just say, hey, just no jammer penalties. Penalties can be to anyone, just no jammer ones, you know what I mean?
You just go to your jammers and tell them that?
Just say no, absolutely not.
Well, you want to say play clean as we start our 13th jam here. Santa Cruz looking for good luck on this jam with Speed Demon, and she's got some space. There was a reach there, and unreal. Speed Demon
just nailing, defies gravity. Watching a lot of that wicked, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, just.
Did I get you? I got him. Oh my gosh, everybody, you can't see it. He is blushing.
I got nothing.
I got it, 100%. You're welcome.
It's like a bunch of people are skating through the third turn now. One of those people is now Gail Satan. Goodness gracious.
Gee golly, Spider. It's just
2
bananas.
points for Speed Demon. As Arizona's done well. They've started limiting scoring opportunities and passes, but they can't cut that lead down. You've got to, this is honestly strategic-wise, you got to start saying, you want to keep, you're not in penalty trouble. If we can lose somebody on a 20-foot penalty, if you have one of those, do it. But we got to get lead. You absolutely have to get lead jammer in this situation to try and cut this deficit.
It's a good strategy. Jaws breaker on the Sublime Jam line underway with Tryon from Grom's Legacy. Tryon picks up lead jammer position right off the bat on that inside lane. Mercedes just trying to do some damage to the wall of Santa Cruz, but Thunderbreeze holding down that outside lane and does do a great job of pushing the the pack a little bit more forward into turn number 2. A really quick jam there, Spider. What was like a 45-second jam at that point?
Yeah, it looked like Arizona had their defense set, but once things sped up into the straightaway, Santa Cruz's jammer was able to just maneuver past, find the lane on the inside as everything, that centripetal force pushed everything to the outside. They took a couple steps back in, had an open lane, got 4 points called off the jam. And again, Arizona held off the board. They really want to try and score it now, and they've gotten a chance with the West Coast Mafia. West Coast Mafia got lead early, put the first 2 points on the board for Arizona. So now trying to just will them back into this game, grab the rope and pull them back into the thick of things. Makes a twist spin move and is knocked out by Beans. Nice work by For Sure Man to bring the pack back up, force a short recycle. So the pack moving back into the second turn. BZ back there had to come in just before the jammer line, and now a cut track penalty on For Sure Man. Want to keep an eye on that.
Whatever, man, you know?
Well, it's like very important player, the pivot for Arizona, For Sure Man. Going to have a lot of time in the rotation, and that's not somebody you want to see get a third penalty before the first half ends.
Oh, now you're making sense with all these stats. Good call.
Nice move by I'ma Blow by you to force BZ out of bounds.
Yeti. What do Yeti sound like? Because I almost made a Wookiee sound.
You're saying that like I've seen a Yeti.
You haven't seen one in Chicagoland?
We just got we've got coyotes. We have coyotes,
Okay.
no yetis.
That's fair. Okay. Well, you know, learn something new every day.
Full scoring pass from West Coast Mafia. Arizona cracks double digits. Now here's a key jam. Lose Chaos, so good, so effective last night. Wants to be that type of player again. Got to get lead with Lose Chaos. Got to try and stack up a few passes.
Right. Both teams at full strength as we head into Jam 16.
That's
Alice and Thunderland, though, on the Sublime Jam line against Lose Chaos, but Lose does pick it up, so I think the strategy that you're speaking out to the crowd is hitting true.
And this is when you want to keep things chaotic, keep things moving. Lose is best in a fluid environment.
So there's almost like Stitch. You do not want to let her loose.
That was very good. I like that. I understood that reference.
I'm glad you did, because it was really fun to see her get a little chaotic on the track there.
Nice work by Santa Cruz. Even in a fast pack, they held their line's integrity. And so Luz had to call it without scoring points. Our first wash of the first half. No points either side.
Now, WrestleMania is this weekend, so I'd like to know if I could challenge you to a WrestleMania Jam.
How would that work?
Get a call in the WrestleMania voice.
Well, which, like, there's so many different WrestleMania voices.
Use your creativity. I think I broke his brain.
I don't know what to do. give me a minute.
Give us some suggestions in the chat, please, because I think that'll be really fun to commemorate this weekend. I'll let you hang out for a second. You think about it. As Jam 17 is underway, right off that Sublime Jam line, we have Hella Naughty against Speed Demon. So this is going to be a very fun jam to watch. Pack starting to enter the first turn, just passing that Sipelixer's pivot line. Beans getting cooked on that outside lane. Gets almost smashed from Hella Naughty. Hella Naughty picks up the lead jammer position for Arizona.
Three
in a row.
I was going to say 2, but thank you, our erstwhile producer, Muffin Tumble. 3 lead jams in a row for Arizona.
Yeah, Muffin, thank you for saving us and making us sound super smarts. Hella Naughty now on the scoring run. Arizona taking that front wall, still holding back Speed Demon, which I have not seen all weekend yet. So that was kind of a fun lesson, or for my eyes to see, I suppose I could say. Recycling up the front, and Hella Naughty going to call off the jam as quick as possible because Speed Demon was putting on the pressure. 4 points. I think this is the first time they've been able to shut out the Legacy in what? Oh no, it's been a trend. So for every lead position that they've gotten, they've shut out the Legacy.
We had that 0-0 jam, and now an 8-0 run by Arizona, trying to build up some momentum here.
3 scoreless jams. And another stat coming in from random Chai Kilski, we have a stat of how many times I've broken Spider's brain, and it's 2. 2 so far.
Yeah, that's going to be like there was a trip at the very end there as Tryon came out of the pack, so we knew we were going to get a low block penalty. But Gale Satan out racing Yeti to get into the clear. So Arizona will lose their scoring run. And Groms gets 4 back, but they got their jammer out in the clear, did not get another scoring pass. So Arizona trying to keep things close here still. Do we have any advice for in the chat for what that what announcer they'd like?
Yeah, not really. I think they're kind of just focused on the amazing skaters on the track.
Oh, sweet.
More beans, more West Coast. Beans.
Twitch comment section, paying attention. No, I'm sorry. No, you guys are great. I'm kidding. I'm legitimately kidding.
Oh my goodness. That inside line, I think, is just the Grom's favorite little place. Is there candy in the inside lane? I don't understand what's happening here.
Is that where the heat map is?
Oh,
it's
the
like
heat
all
map.
Up the inside.
It's nice and warm.
There it is again.
It's Catterday, so I mean, I'm sure they're getting nice warm vibes on the inside lane because it worked for the Groms. BZ picks up that lead jammer position. There's a star pass on the Arizona side, so you'll see Sherman coming around the bend with the star. And the Grom's gonna call off the jam after putting up 6.
Interesting there after that star pass, there was an illegal procedure called on Jaws Breaker. So you'll have a scenario here for Arizona where one of their rotation jammers is going to have to come out of the penalty box block for. Ideally, you want to get lead and keep the jam short as soon as you get your blocker out of the box, but you want to get that jammer back into the rotation as quick as you can. No lead jammer this time for Arizona. Alice in Thunderland, once again, if she's on the Sublime Jam line, she's usually getting lead. Now the star going to pass over here to Skatey Katie. Yeti on the chase down the spill. Now jumps out of the way. Nice jump cut by Yeti to get clear after the big fall. So 4 points gets Groms over the century mark. 101. This 17 is our score. Under 2.5 minutes in our first period of play.
Only Yeti could have pulled that off because that snowstorm was intense.
Yeah, to get up after that kind of a spill and then see your jammer coming and know just to get out of the way, veteran move, honestly. Honestly, yeah. Veteran move.
5 seconds is called, and we have the Legacy moving forward on the front wall, put together courtesy of Krombom. Speed Demon coming off the Sublime Jan line finds a little bit of room first against Loose Chaos, but Loose Chaos picks up the lead jammer position, even though Speed Demon got out of the pack about half, maybe like a quarter track ahead. Loose is just going to call off the jam. Speed Demon clearly putting on the gas, you know.
We got to talk about that move. Do you want to talk about that move?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Loose Chaos, seeing that the block was coming from Beans, left her feet over the inside, took the hit on the chest, finished the spin move, landed in bounds to get lead. Absolutely incredible. I don't care if it's a 0-0 jam. That's not something you get to see every weekend.
I'm glad that you felt that this was a safe space for you to discuss that, because it's absolutely true. And Beans was cooking. Oh my goodness. Trying, makes it work, picks up the lead jammer position. Groms now over the century mark. Hella Naughty in play.
Nice work breaking the link there by Tryon.
Pack advantage for the Legacy as the pack simmers in the first straightaway. Skatey Katie trying to put together a nice protective wall on the Elixir's pivot line, but the jam does come to a close. They're gonna pick up 7 and call it. While we're trickling down into the final seconds here, Spider, what do you think that needs to change on Arizona's side?
I think you go into the half on just a reset. You tell everybody to take a breath, calm down. We're starting from 0-0, and we want to try and assert ourselves in the second half. And actually, not even forget that. This is where you started. We've got one of your veteran skaters, Gail Satan, jamming here against BZ, who goes out of bounds. Nice work by Ama Blobaya. If you can get Gail Satan lead, or if you can get Gail Satan out to score points, then you've done your job.
Ima just destroying up at front. Really effective player up front for Arizona. Oh, and a nice apex hop. But yeah, not with Mimi on the inside lane. They're really starting to cover that inside space. That's great.
No, and Mimi's not like a one-side blocker or the other side, and there's going to be a force out of, not all the way out of bounds. BZ managing to stay in twice, absorbing multiple hits from Mimi Mahler.
Well,
we're going to see the direction of play call on Ima Blobaya. Star has been passed here to For Sure Man as our period clock has run out, and now BZ going to call off the jam. Make sure those were the last 4 points. So a 4-point scoring pass and about the perfect start and end to this half for Groms. They scored the first 8 points, they scored the last 4, and they go into halftime with a big lead. Cakes, I know you're asking me what you want to do for Arizona. Is there anything that you say in the Santa Cruz locker room?
Oh gosh, well, I would say good job everybody. You're making great choices. Everybody, you're just skating your little hearts out, and just so great, but I like that they were bookends, starting with the first points and then ending with the last points. It's a great literary Legacy action there.
Well, we're going to be right back to action in just under 15 minutes here. Santa Cruz Grom's Legacy with a 112-17 lead over Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. This is Cactus Cup 2025. I'm Jumping Spider.
I'm Cakes, and we are joined with Muffin Tumble. We will be back in about 13 minutes.
They're going to do it right now.
All right. If you're sticking around, please do so. We have a amazing moment. Shrimp and Roll is receiving a cape to celebrate their 300th game. So. Here we go. Shrimp and Roll. Congratulations on your 300th game.
That makes much more sense.
Please address your wonderful cape and show the world your amazing feat. Applaud. Shrimp and Roll for all that you are. 300 games worthy. It's so beautiful, the cape. It's amazing. Shrimp and Roll.
That shrimp looks like it should be like drawn on a rally car. That design is fierce, man. That's tough.
That is quality shrimpery.
Well, that was invigorating. Congratulations to Shrimp and Roll. 300 games in the books. You know, I don't know if you can calculate how many miles that is skating, but I would wager to say if we know how long the track is, that's probably at least 600, 700 miles of skating? Something crazy.
500 miles. Who knows? Well, anyway, thank you so much for cheering us on for Shrimp and Roll's 300th game. Stay tuned in about 10 minutes for some roller derby.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
All right. Thank you so much for returning back to us. We've missed you so much. I'm Cakes, and I am joined with Jumping Spider and Muffin Tumble. We are going to head into the second half of the Grom's Legacy and the Arizona All-Stars, 112-17. A lot of you in chat have been discussing some items of sorts. Most importantly, the defensive options here. One thing I did want to talk about with y'all is the penalties, because it is a little bit of a factor. We're talking 18 total penalties, which is actually pretty low for Arizona, which is a good thing. Respectively, they're doing a great job with that. But the Santa Cruz team is sitting at a total for their entire team 5 penalties. So aside from the lead jammer factor and the penalty trouble specifically on the jammers of Arizona, that's what you're getting in the score. Some more statistics. Your highest scores for Santa Cruz, you have BZ with 40 points, Alice in Thunderland with 32. On the Arizona side, West Coast has 11, Hella has 6. So lead jam percentage is about 74% in favor of Santa Cruz. So that's awesome. And we have had no comments in regards to our WrestleMania jam. So jury's still out on that. So please send us information on what you think our WrestleMania jam should sound like. I know that Spider is very pumped for that. So just let us know what you're thinking. Spider, any thoughts as we go into this second half?
Well, Cakes, Arizona needs to have the cream rise to the top as we start out our first jam of the second half here. Mimi Mahler throwing her body into the path of the jammer, and there's going to be no run pass for that one. So Alice in Thunderland is in front, Jaws Breaker in the back of the pack, trying to find it. Trying to find the space, trying to find purchase, trying to find the daylight. And they can't quite get there. The pack really slowing down here. And once again, just like we've seen for years, back to the dawn of time, it's Alice in Thunderland, lead jammer for Santa Cruz.
Hell yeah, brother, it's happening. That pack is roaring towards turn 3. But if they get my hands on those penalties, by God, I will find a way to shut that show down. And there you have it. The WrestleMania Jam is complete.
1 point. We did all that and we got 1 point.
You know, it's not the size of the points that matter. It's the heart that we just shared with one another. You know what?
Keep that going, please. Let me know. Let me know about the size of the points. Please.
The plethora of the points. You know what, Spider?
Are you saying that just like if the 1 is just written really large, it counts more?
Yes. The font is really big with this one, okay? You know, but not the size matters because it's the skate on the track that matters. Oh my goodness.
Big bump by Cuddy, forcing Speed Demon into the inside. Speed Demon is lead. West Coast Mafia out into the clear. So Speed Demon looks like, well, Santa Cruz going to wait it out, call off the jam, as this is already into running clock territory for Santa Cruz Grom's Legacy, as we see those blue and white checkered flags waving plenty. There we go, there they are. The race is not yet done. Don't wave that checkered flag just yet. We still got over 27 minutes to go. All right, now Grom's putting a hundo of Benjamin Franklin on top of Arizona. Well, Arizona, Lose Chaos looking to send a kite of her own, lead jammer Arizona. And that's the Lose Chaos that Arizona wants to see. Getting low, moving quickly, evading blockers rather than having to absorb contact. So Lose with a quick 4 points calls off the jam, and Arizona gets their first tallies of the second half.
The chaos was loose on that jam, courtesy of the Sublime Jam Line. Celebrating 10 years of success in Arizona, Sublime is your locally owned and operated cannabis brand. Amazing.
Oh, you know what else is amazing?
What?
Shmazing.
Shmazing?
Shmazing Creations Easter basket raffle is still going. It's free to enter.
Wow.
Because, you know, there's a lot of raffles. Even our raffle this weekend, you have to put down $5. But if you want to get that Shmazing Creations Easter basket, all you have to do is go on to Instagram and follow them. And that's SH Creations on Instagram. You get 2 Derby books, a bath bomb and a face mask, a 1.8-liter water bottle, and fresh baked sourdough.
Oh, gotta love everything fresh
BZ
baked.
is going to get some fresh baked sourdough for getting lead jammer. Right there. If you get lead in the 4th jam of the second half, it's a roller derby tradition. You get a sourdough started.
Fresh out the oven, 4 more points on the board for BZ. Just kidding. Just kidding. Going back in the oven, not fully baked.
There was contact outside of the realm of play here.
Ooh, power play now in favor of Arizona. Helinati having removed the star, ineligible for the lead jammer position. But BZ was originally lead. So, power play in effect. Pack started to pick up a little bit of speed. Arizona's going to slow it down as the pack enters turn 3. Collective effort defensively for the Legacy up front in that front wall.
Helinati trying to fight through this tripod. Things have slowed to a virtual crawl, and I say virtual because they're stopped. It's not even crawling. It's not moving. We're going to have a blocker coming off the track for stop block. As the power jam comes to a close, once again, Yeti the last blocker to beat. Both players able to slow down, put their toe stops in, and keep things stopped. As Helinati now swallowed back up into the Grom's defense.
You know what? One day, Spider, they're going to say that that's all AI.
What's all AI?
All that defense from Legacy. They're going to say it's AI.
No, don't say that. Roller Derby does not support artificial intelligence, artwork, or athletics.
Good, as it should be. Jam comes to a close, and the score is moving. We have 8 on the board for the Legacy and 4 for the All-Stars.
I actually got to talk to Helinati for a few moments earlier, and I was congratulating her on her play last night, and she said, thank you. I've been sick most of like this week, so it was kind of like, so that made it even more impressive. that she played such a good game and that she's playing well in this game as well. It's always tough to come off of those illnesses in a sport where you have to hydrate and stay, like, keep feeding, stay fed, like roller derby.
And it's hard to keep feeding the momentum, especially when you're down. But Gail Satan heating up the track with a lead jammer position, finding outside room, picks up points for Arizona. They're going to shut out Santa Cruz. Great work there by Arizona. I think they're starting to listen to all your comments in the chat. So thanks for coaching from the chat room. It's great. We're going to get an official review requested by Santa Cruz. That gives us the opportunity to say thank you for those that were kind of hanging around just before halftime to congratulate Shrimp and Roll for the 300th game. They received their amazing cape. This is a cool thing officials do.
Make each other capes?
Yeah.
I didn't
Milestone capes.
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing.
That's really cool. Yeah, honestly, that's really, really cool.
Yeah. You too can get a cape. You just got to start 10 years ago. That's all.
Okay.
Work on that.
I have wanted a time machine for other things, so when I finally build my time machine, I will make sure to go back and officiate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would pick too. So
Yeah,
I'm glad we're on the
it's
same page.
It's like I would have had to get on high blood medication sooner, like blood pressure medication sooner than now, if I had done that. We've got an official timeout, Cakes. Rehab Lab, once again, is our sponsor for this weekend's official timeouts. Achieve lasting pain relief and optimal movement through personalized chiropractic care. Dr. Ben Lung builds his treatment around you and your goals. Rehab Lab, visit them in Tempe and in Scottsdale, wherever chiropractic equipment is sold. Which is like spines, wherever spines are sold, do that.
If they stop talking.
You know which
All right, game is back underway. The official review, we'll get you some of that information here shortly. I believe, Spider, you know what that's about. But right now we have Allison Thunderland on the jam line for the Groms, picking up lead jammer position. Jaws breaker stuck for just a moment, and now a track behind. Allison Thunderland shutting it down and going back up the runway here. We're going to go ahead and get 4 points on the board, 129-27. So what was that official review requested there by?
So Groms was asking for an illegal position call on the Arizona jammer. And as our friend Johnny Pepper would say, the officials do remain at 100% undefeated. No call stands. And Groms does not retain their official review.
Maybe that's how they get the capes. They collect official reviews.
Honestly, that's true, because as a coach, when you feel very sure about something like that, it takes a bit of your soul when you lose. So it's really like the cape is infused with 1,000 tiny pieces of coaches' souls that have lost official reviews. That's why
hopes and dreams.
Yeah, that's why they can use it to fly.
Hence the cape.
Another lead for West Coast Mafia on that jam. 3 more points for Arizona. West Coast Mafia in a difficult game for Arizona, playing extraordinarily well.
If you're hanging out after this game, we will have a mashup of the Grand Canyon versus Sagaro. So if you have plans after this, please join it. If not, if you want to just let us, just want you to know about more of this game, we just have Loose Chaos is free, but trying picking up that lead position.
Yeti had Cuddy out of the play. Trying, taking the shirt whip off of Ragin. Ooh, for a second I lost track of my numbers. That was a shirt whip off of Ragin. And 4 points for Groms. Santa Cruz maintaining their advantage.
Thank you, Ravelin, for the pronunciation key that was not provided to us. It's Saguaro. So that's awesome. I'm so glad that that was on the internet forever to for learning purposes. Thank you so much. But yeah, that West Coast style is working, says Skink187. That's a great way of putting it for Arizona. But right now, Jam 9 underway. Hella Naughty fielding the star for Arizona. BZ for Santa Cruz.
Oh, that was so. Hella Naughty was trying to take the shirt whip off of the pivot, and the pivot had a penalty, and so she got pulled the wrong direction.
Classic shirt whip situation, you know?
You can't account for that.
You can't. It goes against gravity, it goes against authority. I mean, it's just
There's a whole
reckless.
thing with the force and vectors and the curvature of the earth that gets involved.
This is tripital force.
Yep.
All sorts of factors here.
Yeah, that's why I thought I liked physics.
Yeah.
Well, Hella Naughty going to stay in bounds, maintain position, get through the pack. Pack splits for just a moment, and now everyone is back in play. Good attempt at a cap by Tinker Hell, but Arizona up to the challenge, force the jammer out of bounds, who does call off the jam. 3 points to Santa Cruz.
I really like how the crowd is just going bananas when Arizona has an upswing. It's really fun to hear.
Well, they want it, honestly.
Yeah.
And I would too. You want to find something to hang your hat on. Any bit of momentum, any bit of success. and they've been getting those. They've been getting those West Coast Mafia. You've had some really good blocking from Ima Blobaya, Cuddy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Colette Razorcat as much as I did last night, but she's been in the thick of things as well. And Mercedes, as you see, Mercedes right now trying to hold back Maddie Masochist within the pack.
Well, she has a little bit of time because Gail Satan is in the Night Owl penalty box. So this is a power play in favor of Santa Cruz. Yeah, Santa Cruz is finding mad success on those lines, and Arizona has to cover those down. Thank you, Skink187. Agreed, 100%. Back in play is Gail Satan. I got really excited there about all the skating right now. Maddie Masochist does pick up that lead. And the pack is a little bit farther away from us right now, Spider, but you do see them that they're just kind of hanging out in turn 3.
Yeah, Gail tried to jump around one blocker, but was just pulled back into the thick of the tripod. So Santa Cruz maintaining their shape very well. And now also keeping the track clear, as you see. Maddie Masochist evading Skady Katie for another 4 points.
I was going to say that was an awesome hit, courtesy of Just Monroe, but I think, no, Just Monroe's still good. I thought there was a penalty being called.
No, that went in on the captain.
Yikes. Did they label your captain?
Oh, Ragin.
Oh, nice. Mista says, Maddie is back. Let's go, Maddie.
So no points on the final attempt at a pass, but Groms wins the jam 12-4.
You know, we have some controversy in our chat. Senior Poo-Poo has said that there is no such thing as curvature of the Earth because it's not true for his flat Earth.
What? No.
Stat. We have to put that stat down. Okay.
The jam's going to go on, but we're going to read that. Read that comment again,
Okay,
please.
curvature of the Earth? No, not on my flat Earth. Oh, unbelievable. You ponder that quandary
I know him.
Yes, you do know him.
I know him.
Yes. Jaws
And
breaker.
I'm going to say it to my face.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I will buy you a plane ticket
Yeah.
to Phoenix if you want to come and talk that flat Earth nonsense to my face.
Good luck with that. And I'll back him up, Senior Poo-Poo. It's true. I'm here, and it's what's going to happen now.
Don't do that.
Don't you do that.
Don't joke about that.
Jawsbreaker picks up the lead jammer position for Arizona. Allison Thunderland stuck behind a wall of Arizona defense. They're starting to bridge out into turn 3, and both teams at full strength. So great work here overall. Nice hit there, Mimi Mahler coming in to give a little bit of wiggle room for Jawsbreaker to pick up some space. The direction of gameplay is called, so Mimi's going to think about her choices. So good, though. Such good effort. That'll be Mimi's 4th penalty.
Jaws forced out of bounds. Calls off the jam. 4 total points for Jawsbreaker. Officials going to confer here. Nothing for Santa Cruz. Arizona wins the jam 4-0.
Senior Puba, an update. He says, LOL, it's joke, no worries. It's a joke, no worries.
Okay, good, because I didn't have the money to buy that plane ticket.
So it works out in your favor.
Yeah.
I think it was the Chicago bond that we just threw out there. You don't mess with that.
about the Earth not being flat.
No, because he would want to say it to your face, to your whole face. Oh, but he will take that plane ticket though, anytime.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I was bluffing.
Cinnamon giving all those sleigh rides all the way to the line. Woo! That is so true. We're getting an official timeout brought to you by Rehab Lab.
Cakes, you mentioned that mashup game we've got going off at 8 o'clock. What else do we have? What other info do we have on that game?
Other than that game?
No, on that game, info on that game. I know you said we've got Grand Canyon versus Saguaro.
The coaches is Flipper Off and Velasco Sauce. And Beethoven for Grand Canyon. So sweet coaching staffs. That's what I know so far, as pointed to me by Chai. That's all I know. That's all I really know. But it's a mashup of a lot of skaters from other teams.
Well, here. Have you been to the Grand Canyon or Saguaro National Park?
Yes.
Both?
No, just Grand Canyon.
How was Grand Canyon?
Vast.
Would you call it your favorite national park?
I can't because I haven't been to all the national parks. That's just unfair.
No, your favorite.
But I haven't seen them all.
No, but you can't see them all.
I like Zion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
What's your favorite of the ones you've been to, you nerd?
I just got called a nerd. Excuse me for enjoying our national park treasuries. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry.
That was wild too, because this is roller derby.
Yeah, I'm a little bit focused on the game here. Chai,
if you yell
do you
nerd,
mind?
a bunch of heads are going to turn towards you. Let's be real about it.
All the officials looked. I don't know.
We got a
I don't know
referee.
what that's about.
You're in the right place.
We have a referee named PH Demon. Let's be real.
Let's get real here. Yeah. I mean,
95% of roller derby names are puns. Come on now. All of us got a swirly once.
no, not me. I was too heavy.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't call me cupcake for no reason. You know what I mean?
No, I was gonna say it's like nobody's. I don't know. Why did nobody? No, we didn't get swirlies in high school. We weren't doing that. Shout out to St. Ignatius College Prep. Nobody was getting swirlies back then. There was some other stuff going on, but nobody got a swirly.
That you know of.
True. That's true.
Let us know if you've received a swirly or have a fun story that you'd like to share. I'm sure Senior Pogo will have something. Oh, I like that, Chai. Was Rhodes Warrior, Rhodes Scholar. Back into gameplay. Jam 12 underway. Speed Demon picks up lead jammer positions wicked fast.
Yeti with the presence of mind to force the long recycle. And that's going to be a 4-arm penalty on Skatey Katie. So Arizona, only 2 blockers now on the track, and they're going to have to deal with Speed Demon somehow, some way. And they're not going to be able to do it there.
I'm pretty sure Speed Demon came out from hell right on the inside lane. Absolutely in the inside lane. Cuddy, nice work. Answering back though, number 7, Thunder Breeze. Ms. Murder doing a great job of forcing a little bit of momentum towards Speed Demon, courtesy of a hit. Oh no, this is going to be a power play advantage now for the Legacy. Just kidding, I guess.
No, it's like it didn't seem like the call was there. That's going to be a cut, though. The skate did go out of bounds on that time around.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to use the announcer curse for evil. Dash.
No. We both saw the call, and it looked like it was going to go on the jammer, and then it didn't, and then it did.
You know, fun story. Skink 187 says, "Why is West Coast so pretty?" I don't know, but I had to tell her yesterday. It's like, I've been coming to this tournament for like 3 years, and you're just always so pretty. And then I got embarrassed because I was like trying to be friendly and nice and just spread love. And then I realized I was talking out loud, and then now I'm here. So anyway, that's my story. Hope you enjoyed that, Skink 187.
Well, that's how every announcer becomes an announcer, because somebody sees them talking to themselves and it's like, hey, do you want to do this on a microphone?
Why not?
Yeah, it's like you're just standing over in the corner, like commentating a game on the bleachers. And somebody's like, hey, buddy.
Why not?
Do you want a microphone?
Would you like a
Do
microphone?
you want a microphone?
Penny for your microphone.
Do you want a microphone, little guy?
Hey there, little fella. Would you like a microphone? Oh boy.
Please, sir, can I have some more sponsor reads? You got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. If you love roller skating and you know that magic happens in roller derby, park and roller skaters of all disciplines get together, join us at RollerCon 2025, July 9th to the 13th at the Expo Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. This weekend you can enter and win a RollerCon MVP pass by entering the Cactus Cup online raffle.
I will be at RollerCon. Please come. I will teach some classes, and it'll be super fun. I'll let you know where to go. Being from Vegas and all, I'll help you out. All right, what's happening on the track? Everybody's gone from the Sublime Genland and the Sip Elixirs pivot line, so what's happening? I don't even know.
It's a power start, and there's the lead for Santa Cruz. Tryon is lead. Now the penalty does come to a close. West Coast Mafia out of the box, trying to sneak around the inside line, cannot quite get there. They were slowed down and stopped by the pivot.
Wow, huge traffic jam here in turn 1 as everybody comes back and a pile up in the middle of turns 1 and 2. We're gonna get some whistles here. Let's see who's won those prizes. It's definitely number 17, Cinnarin. Picks up 2 penalties, so that'll be a seat for a full minute.
Yeah, there was an illegal procedure called there. Not sure if that was the second penalty.
It was, and then there was a forearm on the first one.
I think it was one of those situations where the skater does not remove themselves from the track as quickly as they can.
Yeah, you can't skate the track and then get off. You have to literally parallel. No, not parallel. I mean, like vertically leave.
Yeah, come perpendicular.
Thank you. It was a word. Had a lot of syllables in it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, guess who says hi to us?
Who's that?
Blink.
182?
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, Blink 182. She says, not cakes and spider. Hi. That's so sweet. We're so happy you're watching this game with us. Oh my God. Chai says, I've seen more illegal procedures this year than my top other years of Derby combined. So all 2 years of Derby, you noob.
It's a big spill in the back of the start of this jam, and now Krombomb just flouting the efforts of Loose Chaos. Gonna have a penalty here as things slow down at the top of the pack. BZ trying to find some room to go as well.
It's a little worrisome here. Loose Chaos possibly injured.
And Luz is checking with the official in the middle, but definitely moving much more slowly here. No pack called. So he's trying to test it out. And
there we go.
Gonna pass off the star.
Smart. I mean, Luz is, you could tell there was something up there, and great work by Skatey Katie. Give me the star, let me run with it, and see what we can do here.
So Lou's going to try and provide some help around the outside, set up a quick screen. Meanwhile, we do get Lou to BZ and Skatey Katie getting out into the clear as well. So a quick lead and an even quicker call off. And a timeout on the floor, timeout taken by Arizona, their second charge timeout. Quick reset for you. Arizona with one timeout and one official review remaining. Santa Cruz lost their official review earlier, but they have all 3 timeouts left in their pocket. Again, we want to make sure that you hang tight with us after this game ends, not only for our final game of the evening, Grand Canyon versus Saguaro, but we will have our most valuable players, blocker, jammer, and overall most valuable for Santa Cruz and for Arizona. And we've had some great play in this game and all weekend, so please stay tuned as we're going to have our most valuables. And also, we want to see you back here tomorrow all day long, and at the end of the day's play, we will have our tournament MVPs announced at the close of Cactus Cup 2025. So make sure you're with us for that.
Okay, now we have an official timeout brought to you by Rehab Lab. We're just gonna have some talkies on the side, just make sure everything's good.
I honestly think you could flip a coin for how often you get a timeout that becomes an official timeout. There's, you know, there's just a good amount of times where it just turns. So I have an update here. Only one blocker in the Night Owl penalty box right now for Santa Cruz. And the official timeout resumes.
Fool you.
Official timeout. You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them.
If you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next, if you're not going to stick around for the mashup, it should be really good. But if you're starting to make plans for tomorrow, the first game for Sunday is Black Diaspora versus Rockin' City Roller Derby, and that's at 10 a.m.
Oh, that'll be a great game.
That will be a great game. So put that on your calendar right now. Happy Catterday while we're at it. Oh, funny. Yeti for most drop headphones. What? I feel like there's a story there.
I think there's a check with the penalty box. I did see an update on our board here at the table. So we'll keep track of things, let you know if any players are in penalty trouble from either side. In the meantime, Santa Cruz holding a sizable advantage here. 172-38 is our score. Under 9 minutes to play.
I was just gonna give y'all a shout out. So when y'all watch it later, you know I was thinking about y'all. I would have fallen back down.
And we're back. So there was an update there, Spider, for a penalty. Was it G? What's G? Do you remember what G is? Misconduct? Yeah, misconduct.
Yes, so the misconduct went against Cinerin, who
yeah.
had gone to the penalty, but I think that was the illegal procedure that we'd seen.
Not really sure the whole story there, but we're just gonna watch some roller derby. Okay, we're back to the action here. Jam 15. Heldenauti coming off that Sublime Jam line against Maddie Masticist. Nice work here overall. Colette, Razorcat, bridging that gap between the two. I'm just breaking Spider's brain over here. He's giving the evil eye, I can tell. I'm so sorry, Spider. I'm so sorry.
No. Cinerin just came out of the box, laid a really nice hit, but Arizona able to reform their wall, and now the reverse, Ana Labaya coming in.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off or walk in your spider webs. Oh my gosh, there's no tallies going on for the amounts of time that I got in a blank face from him, but that was like at least 5. We're getting lead jammer status awarded to Hella Naughty. Not naughty enough if you ask me. Pax. I mean, just so much good work from her. You know what I'm saying?
No, really, really good. And
Yeah.
able to use the distraction to her advantage. And now, maneuvering blockers this way and that to get 4 points. Hella Naughty tallying points for the second half. Arizona trying to get to that half-century mark here. Is their defense setting up. Maddie Mask is trying to go through Mimi Mahler. Not a lot of success to be found there. Hella Naughty gets through for another 4. And the star pass to Crom Bomb. He takes a bump from Mimi Mahler. Forced down, but not out of bounds. Is that 4 more?
Yes, it is, Spider.
Official timeout here. Wanted to see it. Look, 8-point pass for Hella Naughty. Bringing Arizona ever so close to that half-century. They have 46 points. And we are in the midst of another official timeout.
The mist.
With a D, yes.
Mist.
With a D. You know, here's a good question. I've been asking people this weekend what their favorite mythical creature is. I've had a lot of
Narwhal.
responses. Oh, just right off the. No,
Yeah.
wait. A narwhal exists though.
But not to the degree in which my mind has imagined them, okay? Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I broke
Narwhals are real, you
First of all,
heathens.
yeah, I know. He just said that. I know that they are real. But the mythical way in which they are drawn, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Why didn't you just say unicorns?
It's not the same.
Because that's what people thought narwhals were.
How could that be possible? They don't have like the
Because
body
they
of a
have a
minotaur or
horn.
horse. I'm just saying, Spider. I'm sorry, I'm not home right now, walking in your spider land. Okay, the game is underway. Alice in Thunderland. Guns, Gale, Satan. The spider is taking a weight on yeah. The pack of Arizona just doing damage to those outside lanes. Gives a little of a check to smash Ketchum. But both teams have full strength now, Spider. How you feeling?
Big hit from Yeti standing up the jammer, and that enables Alice in Thunderland to get through. Muffin, do you have the lead percentage for Alice in Thunderland?
No, but give her a moment. Her genius will collect. She's at 37 points, though.
I know I think there might have been one jam where she didn't get lead, and she's been main rotation the entire game. And she set the tone right off the bat. Got lead, got 8 points, and that's been the story of the game for Santa Cruz.
She's gotten 6 out of 8.
75%?
75%.
It doesn't seem as low as that. That's crazy.
Chai really had to go in the chat and say narwhals are real after accosting us. I changed my answer now to dinosaurs, okay? How about that? All right, I'm just kidding. Dragons. That's what I'm really going to pick. There's a mythical creature for you. Okay, anyway, back to like roller derby. Don't want to break anybody else's brain today.
Alice in Thunderland calls off the jam.
Oh my God. Don't sound upset or anything,
Gets 4
Spider.
points. Dinosaurs are real too. Dinosaurs existed. I said mythical creatures. Is there anybody else who doesn't think dinosaurs exist? Please tell me.
That one. She's just kidding.
We've been talking about flat Earth, no dinosaurs, no narwhals. What's going on tonight?
I only exist to troll. Oh my goodness, Jawsbreaker breaks free of the pack, picks up lead jammer position for Arizona.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you believe in dinosaurs. You get lead jammer.
Oh, I just love it. Oh, just let her live, Rhodes. Just let her live. Forearm penalty. Power play to Speed Demon. Oh boy. Spider and Chai are now discussing my downfall, I'm sure. Okay.
It's coming. It's coming. We talked about nerds. This is like this place is full of nerds. We're gonna find.
I can't help it. I just can't help it. You're all smart, and I just want to just test that SMORT. You know what I mean?
It's gonna get a bunch of small encyclopedias thrown at you.
SMRT. All right. 1 minute to go in this jam. Ima. I know that we had a shout out to Ima for possible MVP. And that was from Skink 187 in the chat.
Our Casper Slide fans are having a ball now as we are reversing, reverse.
Reverse.
No Charlie Brown yet. Always my favorite move out of the whole song, honestly.
You know what's really scary, mythical creatures?
What's your favorite?
Corgis. Chai is gonna murder. Okay, so anyway, back to like actual things that matter, like roller derby. Speed Demon putting up 8 points so far. Oh no, this will be the 6th penalty on Cinnamon. But you know what? It's just so hot with those penalties. She's incinerating them.
That's good.
I love Skink 187. This announcing is so unhinged. I love it. Me too. I'm just gonna keep pushing the envelope. I think turtles are my next mythical creature that I like. Specifically Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo.
Where's
Michelangelo.
We bring back those COVID plastic screens. Just bring those back. I need a wall here.
Master Splinter. All right.
Turtles aren't real. It's incredible. Lead jammer goes to Tryon. Oh, and West Coast Mafia evading Yeti here. But Yeti all over the place, just playing offense and defense simultaneously, continuously. Never stops. The only thing that stops Yeti are whistles and stop signs. That's it.
And maybe even headphones, allegedly.
I don't know what the headphone thing was.
I don't know.
There's more of a story to that. It's like dropping a comment in with no background. Man.
No, they said it's just playing derby in a bout and losing. Someone else said that.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Shout out though.
My favorite mythical creature, honestly, though, is an octopus. Cthulhu.
Hella Naughty trying to find the middle of the pack here. With BZ forced to the outside. I'm not listening to you.
You have to. I have a microphone. Oh, a forearm penalty called on 88. Ms. Murder. Oh no, they're telling me to go to bed now. I can't. Spider, do something.
It's late on the East Coast. They burned it. Everything spills to the outside. And BZ forced to recycle. We are under 2 minutes to play here as Hella Naughty up front, trying to find the spaces between the blockers. Almost getting there, and she is in the clear on the gray streets.
Hella Naughty.
At Cactus Cup. That's right, baby. I snuck in a Dave Matthews Band reference. That's crazy. Power jam here for Hella Naughty as BZ heads to the box.
I like the way that cake is cut right now. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. There you go. I gave him a smile. All right, so Hella Naughty putting up 4 big points for Arizona. The crowd is going bananas.
Where is our banana stress ball?
Oh, please do not bring that thing up.
Oh,
no.
You don't like that?
Ew. Ew.
My bad.
Absolutely
Somebody
not.
get the banana stress ball.
Oh,
please.
it's a oh god, ew, it has a flesh texture. I cannot.
Hella Naughty heading into the pack here. Evades one blocker, stays in bounds, but just could not right herself in time before being forced out. Yeah, feels fine. Feels like a memory foam mattress.
A floppy banana feels like.
2 points on the final pass for Hella Naughty. And that takes it to 10 points. 10 points on the last jam.
Please stop massaging the banana.
Jam.
Just stop it. You could have this much fun too if you join us at Cactus Cup 2026 for 2026 year. in our Lord and Savior of Flaccid Banana.
I like in our Lord Xavier.
Yeah.
Charles.
Jam 20 underway. BZ fielded. Just kidding. Just kidding. Spider, what happened? There are a lot of whistles.
As official timeout officials are conferring here, I think checking on a possible penalty from the preceding jam. Not sure if that came from the benches or from officials just checking. We started that jam at about 7 seconds left on the game clock. We've ticked down to 0. So we'll see what the results of the official timeout are, and we'll also see if we'll reset our game clock as we are coming to the end of our game here.
Let's see if we can get the crowd going. One more jam. One more jam. One more jam. One more jam. I think it worked for just that side there. Thank you. You know what? That's it. We're going to start a wave.
No. This is the I am the leader of the anti-wave coalition.
We're starting the
Perfect.
wave. We're starting the wave with Chai. We're gonna go derby direction. Who's ready for the wave? Ready, Chai? We're starting here.
3, 2, 1. Woo! There we go, Chai. Get that wave going. Yes, it's happening. It's happening despite you.
Thank you, Matt for gravy.
Yes.
Chai.
Yes. Chai, bring it back.
Bring it back, Chai. Bring it back.
Opposite direction.
Opposite derby direction. Bring it back, Chai. Yes. Yes, I know you have head. There we go. Here we go. It's happening. See, this curvature, you can tell, is happening because we are not on a flat Earth.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The Earth is curved.
Ooh, very good. We even got some of our back here in our. Yes. Even went all the way down to the legacy bench. That is fantastic. Game on.
Just in time.
Just in time.
So it looks like we will have a jammer in the box to start our final jam here. 7 seconds put back on the game clock as well. Gail Satan jamming for Arizona Roller Derby in what looks to be our ultimate jam of the game. This is the final jam of the night.
It's the
of this
final.
game. Pardon me.
No pass, no penalty. Or excuse me, no earned lead. As I will say, no earned. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice work, Yeti.
It's Yeti again.
Yeah, turning that snow cone into a frown right now because Gail Satan had to recycle at the back of that pack. BZ now eligible to pick up lead, perhaps, does so. Will BZ shut it down? I don't know. Don't be an ender of fun.
Oh, that was some unfortunate contact there on our jam official. But back up and keeping track of the jammer, and there is BZ's through.
They're going to call the jam.
Jam was called off. We're going to have to take a check there.
They're going to do one more jam. Starting again.
More jam. One more jam. We are agents of chaos over here in the announcer booth. Please join us for Cactus Cup 2026.
Let's see what we're going to have develop here. Don't get out there just yet.
Did not call it off.
BZ did not call off the jam, but I was wondering if maybe it might have been an injury to an official that might have. So we're just playing it safe. I'm not sure, but until we have like a signal or something.
I mean, we saw that collision. That's always a possibility.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna get the MVPs out here.
And you have stickers. They're right there.
Well, that was fun. How do you feel, Spider?
I feel like science is a thing. And biology and dinosaurs exist.
But do birds exist?
Narwhals are real. Yes, Jaden. Birds exist.
I'm so excited to learn this. I think there's two
Was
more
that
on there
even
because you went
five?
away for a second try.
5, I should even 5. See,
yeah.
that's not an even number.
Yes, it is. This is the upside down, where science may or may not exist.
And you need these back. Thank you
We
so
have
much.
Results of our official timeout here, both benches being informed.
Oh my God, that was a pleasure. I fucking love it.
I enjoyed every second of this game
I don't know, Spider. Let's see.
with Muffin Tumble, Jumping Spider, and myself, Cakes. I've really enjoyed speaking with all of you and you interacting with us on the chat. Thank you so much. What's that final score there, Spider?
189-62, Santa Cruz Grom's Legacy takes the day in our penultimate game of Saturday's action.
Next game up is a mashup Grand Canyon. Saguaro. I paused there because I was like, brain, make sure you use what they told you in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're super happy to have you here. Game number, I believe this is game 11, day number 2. So stick around. We're going to have a mashup shortly. And it's been amazing being here with Jumping Spider and Muffin Tumble. Stay tuned.
You give it everything you've got.